conversations today. I want to start with land-based ag, and I want to start with irrigation. You talk about wanting to increase the farm gate value by 2050, and to do that we've got to support our farmers. Two particular schemes are of interest to me. The Tamar scheme. This scheme has been held up being delivered by the inability of your government to activate the industrial water and to recognise the importance of industrial water at Bell Bay and the value that that provides to farmers on the way through. Can you tell me specifically what you're doing to ensure that the farmers of the Tamar Valley are supported by the water due to your advocacy on industrial water? We can't wait for a proponent. We need the water to come through. What are you specifically doing to support that scheme get up?
Thank you for the question. And it is an important scheme. In fact, I only visited a couple of weeks ago and talked to some of the irrigators up there. I also talked to, we had a meeting directly after that visit, and with TI and other interested parties that were part of that project. Now, it's aimed to deliver that water to the Tamar Valley to increase the agricultural produce and thresholds within that region. But it does, as you rightly point out, depend heavily on that commercial component. And the issue TI have with this is
I'm not asking about TI's concerns, Minister. I'm just asking what specifically you're doing for the government to underwrite that water to Bell Bay.
And I'll go back to what I was saying. In discussions with TI, they have exhausted their advertising and their take-up of that water. So basically, they can't get enough water sold to stand up the business model and make that viable.
Minister. I know exactly. I spent days taking the legislation through the Parliament to make sure that there's an instrument for you to allow industrial water to be added to the scheme so it's viable. What I want to know is, given that there are no active proponents seeking to buy water, what is the government doing? The way we manage road infrastructure, the way we're managing everything else is to prepare for the future. What are you as Ag Minister doing to support a decision by government to get water, the industrial water, happening so the farmers can get their water on the way through?
And to that end, we understand that project is underpinned by that commerciality part of that equation. To that end, the viability of that happening is unsure. And what we have done, that's the question you're asking, well, I've written and we've progressed this through RECFIT for federal assistance, maybe in the energy space, that we could look at, providing that injection from maybe the Clean Energy Fund, something around hydrogen production or whatever the case may be. But if there was a project that would offset the viability of that great scheme, then we should look to the feds and that system that they have.
Do you know how much is required by the state to actually secure the industrial tranche of the scheme so that the farmers can get the water? What's the government looking for in terms of how much it would need to secure water to the industrial sites?
I can take that on notice and give you that exact number.
Thank you.
And again, next week you'll have TI in for scrutiny, and they'll be able to have that number at their fingertips.
I understand TI's position. What actually it needs now is intervention by government to make a proactive decision about the Bell Bay water without a proponent so the farmers can get their water.
And it's also going to need, as I was saying, that federal injection from funds that already exist. So if we can utilise those funds...
What have you asked the federals for?
Ms Finlay, please let the Minister answer.
He's
I've
doing
given
a
you
good
a lot
job,
of leeway.
Chair. Yeah, I'm just wondering what the specific ask has been to the feds.
So the specific ask for the feds through RECFIT is that we look at the feds under the Clean Energy Scheme or some other funding arrangement that they have, providing that surety for the entire scheme.
Have you asked for an amount?
Well, we're finding out what they've got and what is available first, and what the statutes of that deed would look like. But RECFIT have already commenced that process, and they're working in conjunction with TI to come up with viable federal options.
When I spoke to the Energy Minister yesterday...
Thank you.
Chair.
Okay, thank you.